Pimps, electronic and otherwise, are the lowest form of life.
My MO was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me.
I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house and make me money.
I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all.
I was all about trying to get paid.
What are you charged with? That's a really good question. I'm charged with being the head of an organized criminal group, which is in charge of recruiting girls to make TikTok videos.
They face charges which include human trafficking and forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit women.
OnlyFans is the best hustle in the world.
Are they accusing you of using violence or?
No. They're accusing me of using the Loverboy method, coercing them by being nice.
I don't mention webcam until after I've had sex with the girl. If you're on dates and you're trying to mention it and shit, it just doesn't work. It puts them off. I'd never do that. That's disgusting. I'm not a whore. It's just not gonna work. You continue as normal, no mention of webcam. You fuck the girl. After you fuck the girl, you do the PhD test.
So yeah, on CobraTake.com I have my PhD program, and that is PhD is a pimp and hose degree.
This dude.
Clever.
That teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me.
And you're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work for you doing what? So I'll have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen, come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear it from a girl. And this is where your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl.
Because that's what I did. That was my MO was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me.
That
This
reminds me
girl's
of
like,
South
okay,
Park.
well, I'll try it. Put both girls on
This
camera
is
together
looking
the first day. So the new girl
rough.
can sit there and just sit with the other girl and get drunk. Give him a bottle of vodka.
First night that I worked for him, Andrew bought me like 5 bottles of wine. So I got completely drunk because I'd never done webcam work. So I was very, very nervous.
And that's how I got rich. So that teaches everything I know from start to finish about not only getting girls, not only obtaining them, but retaining them. Because that's a completely different game as well.
And over time, I just built up this big little empire of webcam girls. At one point, I had 4 locations, 75 girls working for me. I'd take around half of the money, around 50%.
You take 50%.
Around 50%.
They thought they were on 50%.
Wow.
And I said that the disparity is because of taxes.
He would just pay me a flat fee of £15 an hour.
We got to the point where we had these guys falling in love with my models, serious, big time in love, right? Sending crazy money. And they were convinced they were going to meet the chick. This is almost where I kind of felt bad. Because they're like, can we meet? I've sent you $200,000. I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all.
I was all about trying to get paid.
Well, after reviewing the evidence,
This is very incriminating.
it looks pretty bad.
It looks extremely bad.
I do think that they may have took some things a little out of context.
The full scene interviews out of context,
Yeah,
for sure.
but also I do think that it looks bad.
It's terrible. It literally looks like he's admitting to everything he's being charged with.
I think the full sin one was the only one that didn't look bad. I didn't think.
Well,
it
it
looked
does
bad
because
either.
he's like admitting like what he did, but like that one's out of context because if you've seen the whole interview, it's like it's different.
I feel like if you're idiotic enough to send a girl money virtually, you should get your shit taken.
Yeah.
That's survival of the fittest. But I also think the worst one that made him look the worst was like the first one, and they kept chopping it. I think he was saying what they were charging him with, and he was like, they're saying I'm doing this, and this, and that. And so it was like, cut it where they're saying, and be like, I'm doing this, and that. So it looked like he was, but at the same time, the older one that looked older, he was talking about the webcam, that's the worst one.
That was terrible.
That was.
But I can see why now that the people would think this is kind of trafficking, because I've been going kind of in that rabbit hole of in the trafficking space, and a lot of men, they're calling pimping trafficking at this point.
Yeah, it
is, I guess.
That's sex trafficking. You didn't
So
know that?
I mean, if he Never said he thought had about it 4, like that sounds bad to them. 4 locations, 75 women, and he got millions. It looks pretty bad, but it is different. All the millions from
How's that sex?
webcam
But
business?
it's not sex trafficking because they're not paying for sex though.
Yeah,
Like,
it is kind of like porn
human
work.
trafficking.
It is kind of like porn.
I don't think it's porn. I don't think they got nude. I think they was just talking to the dudes
Nah,
like as a
bro, they was
boyfriend.
getting naked, bro.
Naked
They was getting naked
on webcam chat room. You get naked.
Oh well.
That's why they're sending money for them to.
But
get naked.
at the same time, like I was arguing with my girlfriend when she said he's a dickhead, I said these girls had to agree with it.
That is true. That's like them stripping though. That's like
They're
being a
trying to
stripper.
say he manipulated.
Yeah,
can't
he
get
manipulated him. He's
manipulated.
basically like admitting that he manipulated him. He just said like how his whole strategy
like,
of
get
like
one,
manipulating
get him
him.
to talk the other
He
one
said,
into doing it.
Fuck her and talk
But
to her
is
about
manipulating a
working for me.
crime though?
Yes.
Is it?
You're manipulating someone to do something that benefits you and doesn't benefit them.
Is that a crime?
That's what they're charging him with. It's called the lover boy method. It's a form of human trafficking, is what they're saying.
I don't think they can charge him with lover boy method, bro. They're probably charging him with trafficking. You can't charge with somebody with lover boy method.
That is the form of trafficking that they're charging him with.
Lover boy method trafficking.
Yes,
it's not
we've seen this in like 3 different
charging
videos.
him.
Why are you acting surprised?
I've never seen the lover boy method. I've seen just.
We in America, other countries got different laws.
I'm thinking just when I think about sex trafficking, you got your ass snatched up and moved around.
And you
if you
selling
convince
that
someone
on
to
the
do
street.
something for you, that is a lover boy method. But like,
You're
I didn't know you could
manipulating
get
them
charged with that.
to love you, and then you're manipulating them to do sex work. That is sex trafficking.
So you should be a criminal for that.
Well, that's the law.
Well, if that's a law, I mean, I guess you broke the law, but I didn't think.
But it's not America
trying
that's
to
charging them, right?
Because there's a lot of people in
It's
America that's
Romania.
doing that right now.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
It says the lover boy method. A lover boy seduces a young, vulnerable girl and boy over a lengthy period of time in order to exploit them sexually later on. This practice is that's a form of human trafficking.
That's crazy.
Okay, so this can be to any age.
Yeah.
That is insane. That might be the dumbest law ever.
Nah.
That is the dumb
Yeah,
ass
see,
shit.
it says right here on
It just pissed me off.
thread.com. Look, Andrew Tate's arrest highlights a tactic used to exploit young women into human trafficking known as the lover boy method to it says,
No, young women is different. If you're going 18 under, that's a problem. That's a crime.
I
But if
think
you're going
they're not.
18 plus,
It
he's not
says-
going. He's not going 18 under. He's
It
not going
says
18
the
under.
lover boy method is a common tactic that involves a pimp, sex trafficker, or abuser targeting vulnerable, poor, and often young women with the impression of creating a romantic relationship.
Well, that changes things. So he said he was a
Romanian-
pimp, and he
yes.
said he was doing the lover boy
Yes.
method. So hey,
Yes.
Yeah.
that is,
Yeah.
you know,
Romanian officials cited the lover boy method when laying out allegations against self-proclaimed misogynist influencer Andrew Tate and his brother for alleged human trafficking, rape, and the formation of an organized criminal group. On his archived website, he explained a process that resembles this method. Well, we just watched that video, I'm pretty sure.
that is crazy. Well, he
But
did.
the rape though,
Yeah, nah, the rape was crazy. That's totally different. Actually, I seen this guy today on
But,
TikTok
you
said
know-
that he joined porn. I don't know if he was gay or what, but he joined porn. He sounded a little gay though. And he said he literally signed the contract. He got to the film place and they raped him
but you signed
on
up.
film. My point exactly. But you know, I mean, that is if you're getting forcefully done and you can't leave, that's a problem. That's a problem.
But you don't know. He didn't read probably what he signed.
That's true.
So you don't
too.
just sign
But I
things
just don't
without
think you
reading
should
them.
go into a sex workplace and like expect
expect
anything
sex.
good to happen.
Yeah.
You know, but
I wouldn't.
this is different
don't
situation.
Don't
definitely.
do that. That's definitely his fault in that situation.
No, yeah, that's definitely his fault.
Sorry. That.
But
yeah.
the way he came up is a little slimy.
He got millions. He got millions.
I don't think he got. Well, yeah.
His Bugattis and stuff.
Can that be all
I
off
got-
of that though?
I got a
That's what I'm
question.
saying. Is it? Like how did he get all
know,
that
man.
money? 'Cause that's the only thing. Every time I hear somebody talk about how he got money, it's that. I never heard of like that. And then his little.
I think he's
school
just trying to
thing
impress
online.
the younger
I got a
generation,
question.
probably.
Well, he had sex with the girls, but it wouldn't be like the same thing as a stripper working for a club owner.
No, because that's consenting. You're consenting to go be a stripper.
Don't they got to consent to be on the camera too?
Yeah.
No, that's where the manipulation comes in. He manipulated them.
But they
to
did
doing
consent
that.
though.
But you hear how he said how he manipulated them. He said you have sex
Yeah.
with her first. Don't say anything
yeah.
until you have sex with her.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
manipulation.
I'm just messed up about that manipulation shit, bro.
That's
If
crazy.
I don't want to do anything, if I don't want to be involved in it, I'm calling the police. Leave me alone.
You
That's
know,
what the
everybody's
police
not
for.
strong
Minded like that, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
because
saying?
they're in
That's
love. They're in
true.
love with him. They want him to love them. So
That's
they do
very
it.
true.
That's the method. That's
Yeah.
what they're saying.
Okay, all right. Let's get into more of what Jordan.
After seeing that video, though, that does look very, very,
Oh,
very.
It
that's
do bad.
terrible. It's
It's
terrible.
very, very, very.
I want to
bad.
see why Jordan isn't impressed with him, though. It probably is.
Well, he probably saw that video and was like, "This guy's an asshole."
Tips on raising daughters so they don't end up 304s, prostitutes, on the pole, OnlyFans, etc. Most men I know don't have daughters for these reasons. I'll chime in very quickly and I'll say, one, I have recruited, I think, although you've worked with a lot, more girls into, I guess, the adult entertainment industry than anyone else. I really have. And the one type of girl I couldn't recruit were girls with rich parents. Oh, do that for money. I don't need money. My family's rich. So when I see these broke boys on Twitter and on Instagram be like, oh, my daughter, I'm raising her right, and she's like 9 years old, but he like works some crappy job. He's a wagey. I'm like, she's going to get that Louis Vuitton purse one way or another. So You might want to level up your game and buy it for them.
They have been admitting to what they've done. They've been accused of like multiple times on camera.
They have.
This is the first time I'm seeing any of this stuff, honestly.
No, for real. And they shitting on like people who work regular jobs and work hard and raise their kids. It's like, damn, like what's wrong with that?
And you came up off sex work. I can see why some people would be very upset.
Bro.
But I mean, that's the scummy way to come up.
I've never seen any of this stuff.
But I've seen a lot of scummy ways to come up. So me as, you know,
I definitely
a
understand
young
why
entrepreneur, I can't really be upset, but it's not.
No,
it's
I'm
not a
saying
clean.
you can't just shit on somebody else's way of life.
Oh no, you can't.
Choose not to.
Oh, you can't
exploit women for
But
money.
I mean, was he wrong in that clip? Somebody is gonna buy her that Louis V bag if she wants.
She can
it.
get a fake one.
She can,
or she can run it up on her own and buy one.
But
what if she wants the real one?
When somebody busts her brain, come out with a new Louis V, and her jaw drop like this.
But all girls not going for that.
No, not all girls. That's why I'm upset about the manipulation tactic. But I mean, I guess
it'd be the ones that's vulnerable.
Yeah. Is it illegal? But I guess using your mouthpiece, piecing something up is illegal.
That's just like a scammer. That's what scammers is doing.
I mean, but that's
that is scamming though.
How is that scamming?
Because they telling them they're going to meet somebody and make them sell their houses and all that, and then
They're
tell
not
them
gonna meet them.
they're not going to meet them. That is a form
but
of
that's
scamming.
like, did they lie to them in any way?
Yes. They
Well,
said,
they said,
buy
"I
the
love you,"
ticket,
yeah.
I'm finna come, all that, send the money now.
But like a scammer's
Ching.
lying to someone finna take something from them.
They did. They took money from
They
them.
took their emotions.
And their money.
The girls?
He's talking about the
girls.
Oh, the guys. The guys.
I'm talking about the guys.
See, but multiple people were scammed in a way.
Yeah, everybody was
Some
scammed.
people, the women were scammed emotionally. The men were scammed financially.
So if you really look at it was a whole pyramid
It was
scheme.
a scam. It was a scam, pretty much.
It's pretty crazy.
Man, well,
And then they let confess.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't feel
pretty
bad
bad.
for anybody in that situation, bud.
I mean, just because it wouldn't happen to you, you know. But there's people who are vulnerable.
I'm
man.
finna let a girl talk to me on the camera and say, "Can you send me to?"
But imagine if you ain't get no Puta your whole life.
That's your fault. You got $200,000.
Yeah, all you gotta do
200
is-
and you can't get no. Yeah, then yeah.
That's a problem.
Oh,
You should
God.
get your shit too. Let somebody else have it.
It's crazy.
Let's go get it.
If you broke, then you know. I guess you got it. But if you rich and you can't get no booty tank, then you.
Well, I feel like if you broke, you could get it too.
I know.
You
That's
can,
what I'm saying.
bro.
So
There's
if you
no
rich, you can
excuse.
double get it.
So why are they hitting them up for the Loverboy method? I think that's the stupidest thing ever, man. This is the stupidest
You know
case
what they said?
of all time.
You know what they said? They ain't tricking if you got it. So they
You know, I feel like if you're pimping and it's
still
on the
is to
street,
me.
if that's illegal, if it's been known as being illegal, if it's been illegal for a long time, then I mean, yeah, you can't do it. You know it's been illegal, but the internet's new now, so you know you can't really be upset for something on the internet if they're allowing porn to be on the internet.
But I think porn is allowed because you get what you pay for. You know, you didn't get
You
scammed.
don't pay for porn all the time.
People
bro.
do.
Yeah,
People do, but
people
like-
pay it's a $1 billion industry.
Yeah.
People
pay
paying.
Idiots.
thousands of millions of dollars on that.
Idiots.
It's a business, you know.
Idiots. So he made a business.
But he was lying
did.
to people.
He did, but it was like a manipulation.
Any type of business where people are manipulated or lied to is considered a scam.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't
Yeah.
think porn they deal with doing that?
Boy, they are consenting.
I know, but like think about this.
Consent is a crazy thing.
Okay,
It
like,
changes the whole
It's gonna be a
game.
couple of us come in here and put this BBC in your and 6 niggas come in.
But it's different because
Bro,
remember,
they
he
know what they're getting into.
Yeah, he explained to them,
They
I'm
agreed to
gonna
that.
have sex with them first, and then I'm not even gonna bring up the cam. So that's how you get your porn people
Yeah,
to that.
make
you
her fall in
scam
love,
them.
want to do anything for me. And then he asked them to do that, get into adult entertainment. And then they go manipulate and trick guys on the internet to send thousands of dollars. So they win at the top, and then they cheaply pay the girl. One of the girls said she was getting 15 euros an hour.
Yeah, that's
He
no,
said
he's
they was
definitely a
paying
douchebag thing to do.
$200,000.
Definitely a douchebag
You
thing
kind
to
of
do.
justify
But
it
you
in a
know,
way.
I'm just saying you only live once, goddamn. I ain't mad at him for going up. He got Bugattis off the shit. You know, he living his life good.
I don't think
some
it's-
people got. I mean, some people. The
I don't think
government
it's
rolling
moral-
us over, right?
morally-
Everybody over.
But I ain't gonna lie, manipulated.
Yeah, man.
I don't know because I feel like that's still manipulated. I feel like that's your own fault because I feel like don't women feel like they had the same stature as men? So I feel like if
And
they
then
feel
the
like,
girls justify it all the time.
But
I'm
men
gonna finesse
and
this
women
nigga
were
out
both
the
being
finesse.
finessed.
I don't know.
but you know,
Yeah.
I think it's just people who are emotionally weak get manipulated by this stuff.
Yeah.
Especially with the mental health, the way it is.
Yeah, I'm not, bro. I'm not trying to justify it. It's
No, I
totally
know you're
wrong,
not.
but,
no,
you
I'm
know,
just saying,
you know,
like,
me,
that's
I'm-
why there's so many people that's vulnerable.
but I'm finna say something so crazy. You know, if you having sex with a girl and she consent and like after she didn't feel right after, she could say that's considered rape. Like she could say no. Remember they
So
told
you
her
gotta
that.
be careful.
They told us that in Title IX.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, that sounds familiar, but that's crazy. But
Like-
you know, hey,
They
I
got a
don't know.
consent app.
That's tough as hell.
Nope.
That's tough as hell. Okay, yeah, man. I think Andrew Tate's a very interesting guy. I think it is, you know, a lot of people have scumbag ways that they come up, you know, and he can change. Jordan Peterson says he's not interested. I mean, I'm not going to try to shit on the atheist, but if you were an atheist and came into a Christian, I mean, he just was pimping and, you know, he came into a good, maybe he's a good guy now, you know, so how you going to judge him?
Peterson pimping?
No, I'm saying he was an atheist.
That doesn't mean he was pimping.
I know, but that, I mean, you know, you're not believing in God. I mean, you know.
That don't make you a bad person, though.
It don't make you a bad person. It doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, you're right.
Now, I'm not gonna compare his choice of religion to him.
To Andrew
pimping
Tate?
people.
You don't feel like that's just as bad?
Nah, bro. It's just he don't believe. Though, okay, I can't.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
you're
totally
a bad
different.
person because you don't believe in God.
That's
You
totally
can't do that, bro.
I know it's totally different. But a lot of people are just saying, man, Andrew Tate came up about a few things, and now he's selling the course, and that's how he's getting rich, basically.
Yeah. I mean, if all what they saying is true and factual, I do think he's a bad guy.
It
But
doesn't seem too
I
morally. I
definitely
wouldn't
have
do
never-
it.
Brendan, didn't
I
you
definitely
say
have never seen this information before.
Oprah was it wrong for lying on her book?
It's a book that doesn't physically harm anyone.
People believe that. People
Bro,
believe
it's
that.
it's a book. People read Twilight. It's fucking made up.
I know,
But
but
it's
look,
it is
she,
a- come
she
on now.
said
You
that.
go watch the Tupac
manipulation.
movie. It's fucking made
But,
up.
bro, you think about it. She said that I was poor. She wasn't poor. So you're making poor people believe that they could do something.
Did you just
and
try to Did you just try to relate human trafficking with a fabricated
But he wasn't
life
human
story? Are
trafficking,
you fucking
bro.
kidding me?
He wasn't human trafficking.
That's literally
bro.
a form of human trafficking. I just read it to you. It fits the exact description. Now you're
Yeah,
trying to
I guess.
justify it.
It does.
And you
I
talking
guess
about
it
she lied about she was poor when she grew up. Who gives a fuck? It's a book. It doesn't harm anybody.
I guess, yeah, I guess.
I could go write a book right now. I'm rags to riches.
Yeah.
I grew up rich, lost it all, now I'm rich again. It doesn't harm anybody.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If that is considered like sex trafficking, it's a lot of people in the United States I'm seeing on the internet sex trafficking right now.
I mean, I guess, man. I guess OnlyFans people.
They did say it's $1 billion business.
I guess
So,
it's just
like-
different, bro. His scheme was
Or
different. It was a
separate,
bad
man.
scheme. So I guess you could say.
I wouldn't say it's technically to the level of like sex trafficking. Sex trafficking. is
Sex
the
trafficking
highest,
is pimping.
snatching
most
somebody
severe.
up.
It's
Yeah,
not.
they
I don't say
said
it's that bad.
Pimping is a form of
Yeah,
sex.
so
You know,
any
I see,
pimp-
yeah, it's
any
a,
form
I
of
feel like
pimping.
if it's a spectrum, that's probably the lower end. Because, you know, they were consenting at the end of the day. They were consenting adults. When they snatching up kids and then drugging
totally
them up,
different.
that's
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm just like, you
What
know,
you
So I
guys
see what you're
talking
saying. It's not as bad. Like what Andrew Tate was doing, yeah, it is a form of sex trafficking, but it wasn't like how like they going and rounding up kids and drugging them and that.
that's way
like
worse.
that's that they were like the people he was dealing with. Yeah, he did manipulate them, but at the end of the day, that's why he didn't get charged in America because they were consenting adults.
He manipulated them to consent though.
Yeah,
America
they were
said-
still
Because you heard what
consenting
his
adults,
brother
though.
said, like, you couldn't get the rich girls to consent, but
Yeah.
you get the other ones too.
No, yeah, that's what I said. He still manipulated them, but they
Into
consented,
consent, that's
yeah.
called coercion, which is also
yeah,
illegal.
Yeah, but I
That's
still feel like
crazy.
it's different than like drugging a kid.
Oh yeah, it's
it
definitely.
is.
That's
It is.
just like
Yeah, that's what I'm
okay,
trying to
It
say,
you
but-
can't. There ain't no, you know.
It is,
Yeah.
but I mean, two wrongs don't make a right. They both they can.
No,
two-
that's what I'm saying. I'm not
yeah,
saying
two
it's right.
things-
I just
yeah.
say it's not. I don't look at that as like when you hear sex trafficking, I think of
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's a lot deeper than that. as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
for sure.